Boys, we were really, really careful last week to make sure that we didn't make it sound like Chelsea were up for sale. Like we were like, guys, we don't want. They're listening to offers, but they're. But yeah, that it took us like 12 hours to find out that Chelsea are legit for sale. Brad, what's going on, man?
Hey, listen. If there's 10 bids, there's got to be another one like Roman in those 10. That's one to blow money. So let's see what happens.
This is Red Card Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And then down below us, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham. So, boys, what's going on? Hello. Good evening. Hello. How are you guys today?
I lost my voice this weekend. I went to a really big match. Like the most attended match.
Hold on.
At a regular stadium.
It was a well attended match, but saying it was a really big match is maybe.
It was the most attended match since in the U.S. since like Liverpool, Chelsea, in Michigan. So I would say this was a big deal.
I mean, I think it's historic, but it was the most. You went to which match was that, Brad?
It was the Charlotte FC's first home game against the Los Angeles Galaxy, the cheaters.
Was it Galaxy? It was the Galaxy.
It was the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Douglas Costa and Chicharito ran up and down the sidelines.
You guys, hold on now, because you guys. That's not even close. Hold on, let me run it down. Manchester United versus Real Madrid, 2014, 109,000. Chelsea, Real Madrid. Chelsea, Madrid, 2016, 105,000. France, Brazil, 84 Olympics. Rose Bowl, 101,000. You guys aren't even close, you dork.
For the year.
Okay, well, you know what? I've had the most right proclamations of this year so far.
Yeah, hold on. I thought the story was that the Charlotte FC game was the largest soccer crowd outside
MLS,
outside Chelsea, Liverpool.
For the year, Chelsea, Liverpool at Wembley.
Gosh,
by 10,000 people.
You know what?
It is the largest MLS game ever. Most attended MLS game ever.
I've made the most right statements for the year. I just want to put that disclaimer on there.
We'll get to your right statements later.
Hold on a second. I hope this doesn't autoplay. Let me mute this tab real quick.
I'm just saying, for the year disclaimer doesn't mean anything when you're just throwing around statements like that.
It's what we do here. I don't know if you realize that pundits, we make outlandish statements for the year. We make ESPN stats all the time.
Yeah, we don't do that.
How it's written in the stars.
We don't do ESPN stats here.
I will tell you, the entire top 10 is either the Rose Bowl or Michigan Stadium.
That's because it has to be, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's just the largest. It's the largest MLS attendance record.
It's for the Olympics, yeah. Yugoslavia has 5 and 6, by the way. Yugoslavia, Italy, and Yugoslavia, France in 1984. In the Rose Bowl.
In the Rose Bowl? Oh, interesting.
It's the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Did you ask what's the Rose Bowl, or did you say that's the Rose Bowl?
I said that's the Rose Bowl. Sorry, I lost my voice, if y'all can't tell, so I'm sorry in advance for your ears.
Well, Brad, you're always murdering people's ears, just generally speaking. So, but yeah, if you're new here,
right, James?
What if you're new here? This is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get us three idiots talking about silly things. It's mostly English football related, mostly. But there are a few tangents here and there. But if you're new here, we would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, gave us a follow, left us a comment, told us everything you liked about the podcast and everything you disliked, so that we can improve. And we really appreciate when you do this. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you if you didn't do it, right, Sean?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want that to happen because if you do not like, subscribe, rate, review, and give us a 5-star, then what might befall upon you is you go all the way home 10 minutes away from your work on your lunch break, which is an hour.
Okay.
You drive all the way home in this economy to only realize that you don't have the bread that you thought you were going to make that sandwich with. Because then you have
what kind of bread is it?
Just white bread.
Oh man, you gotta get that.
Sorry, it's not black bread.
Gotta get whole wheat, bro.
Whole wheat or honey
No
wheat.
way, I'm not eating that fucking. Sorry, I'm not eating that cardboard.
Honey wheat tastes so much better than white bread. You're wrong in every
not.
single way.
Anyways, so that you drive all the way home just to realize you don't have the bread you thought you were gonna make that sandwich with.
Dude, that's rough.
Then you gotta get a little cookout on the way out.
Ah, man.
I mean that helps, but cookout is closed if you didn't rate, like, subscribe, follow,
comment, 5-star, all that good stuff. But yeah, so what we got on the offer for you guys tonight, what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit those comments from last week. We had a few comments that we want to get to. Then we're gonna talk about the Premier League, match week 28, the results there. Got a couple stories that we'll talk about, and then we're gonna hit the Champions League was back this week, so we had 2 Champions League games played today that we will go over for you, and that's all before we look forward to the upcoming football matches. We have a full slate. We got Premier League starting again on Thursday. We do have the results of the FA Cup draw, so I'll preview the FA Cup quarterfinals just very quickly. And then we've got more Champions League taking place over the next 3 weeks. But yeah, so let's get into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we do that, Brad, can you tell me there are 3 teams in the Premier League that have been unbeaten in the last 5?
We know it's not Tottenham.
All right, it definitely ain't Tottenham. Can you tell me those teams?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Because it leads right into our first comment.
Liverpool.
That's one.
Arsenal.
That's 2, baby.
There you go.
Look at me go. And because I met up with my boy Joel over the weekend, it's got to be Newcastle.
Yes, those are the 3.
Sean,
those are the 3.
Proclamations.
So
take it away, James.
Speaking of Newcastle, I believe last week, Sean, when we were previewing games that were to be played, you said there was a match. It was Newcastle hosting Brighton, and you said Brighton's.
I erroneously said some things.
Brighton's. You said it with your chest. You said it with your whole chest too. You said,
"Oh yeah,
Brighton's gonna win. Brighton's gonna win 3-0." All right. He put it on the sheet.
You doubled down.
He put it on the sheet.
Oh, I doubled down. Yeah.
So before the game took place,
stamp of approval.
So before the game was played, Joel took to the YouTube comments, and he had some words for you, Sean. Newcastle are on their best run of form since 2011, unbeaten in 7, 4 wins in 5, second best form in the Premier League in the last 5 games. Only Liverpool have conceded fewer goals in 2022. Confidence is sky high. Brighton have lost 3 in a row, scoring 0 in those games, conceding 7. We stole their best defender in Dan Burn, who has been a rock for us. So you're probably absolutely right. 3-0 Brighton written all over it.
That was before the game?
That was before the game.
This was way before the game. Like Wednesday morning, he came out hot.
Yeah, like this.
Okay. All right.
So,
well, listen, what I would like to tell our listeners is that this crow tastes amazing. Because I'm going to have to eat it. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And I will apologize to Joel specifically. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Yeah, you were very wrong. So I guess for the sake of people who don't know, Newcastle won that game. They won by a score of 2-1. So if you're keeping score, that's not 3-0 to Brighton.
No, it's not. No, it's absolutely in the other direction.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for that, Joel. I appreciate that. That was really good. Jimmy had some thoughts about the Carabao Cup final. This is in reference to our conversation about the boot to the thigh, or I guess it might have been the penis, right?
Groin.
It could
Kick to the groin.
Yeah. So so this is Naby Keita
just the anatomy lesson for Brad here. The you corrected thigh with groin. You do realize the groin is located on the thigh.
But your thigh is also by your kneecap.
Yeah, your thigh is like the whole structure. The groin is more
so
specific.
It's the top half of the thigh.
Yeah, but
didn't
you weren't correcting him.
Didn't Chalobah get
being more specific?
Didn't Chalobah get 6 stitches in his penis because of this? Isn't that?
I think it was 6 stitches somewhere in his groin. Yes.
I thought the story was that it was on his penis, which
it might be. I didn't. I saw the 6 stitches.
That sounds scary.
It does. I don't want that.
But so Jimmy's so I didn't think it was I don't think it's a red card because I think that Chalobah's boot was higher than Naby Keita's, and I think if you want to give somebody a yellow card, I think that's fine. But I don't think it was a red card because I think they were both doing the same thing. They were both equally wrong. It just so happened that Chalobah got hit. Jimmy's response was 6 stitches is not ground for a red card. Think about how many times someone has to get their head stapled on the sideline because of an elbow during a 50-50 header. A lot of those aren't even fouls. So Jimmy agrees with me. Now, perhaps Jimmy agrees with me because it helped Liverpool. I don't know. But I think
6 stitches to the penis.
I mean,
how is that not a red card?
Because
if he's wearing an Arsenal jersey, it's a red card. If that kick is reversed and it's Chalobah hitting Keita, it's a red card. Liverpool has the refs in their pockets.
I mean, I don't disagree with you that if it's Granit Xhaka, but if Granit Xhaka just like was standing nearby, he would have been red carded.
It's a red.
I disagree.
And
Sing
We're
it,
Walk Alone. I don't know. I haven't listened to the fucking song that much.
Mr. 15 years over here trying to make jokes.
But so I think it's funny, Jimmy, that you bring up the stapled on the sideline because I'm sure Will hit us in the comments that his favorite situation in a Juve game is whenever Chiellini gets his head bust open and he has to go over to the sideline and get a wrap on his head and he comes back out with like looking like a mummy. Chiellini, when that happens to Giorgio Chiellini, he is literally the best defender in the world. He can't be stopped at that point. But speaking of Will, he had a comment for you, Brad. He said London. Actually, he struck that out. But Charlotte is blue. Rough start, but I bet the atmosphere in the stadium with record-setting attendance was pretty good. So we kind of talked about that, but good atmosphere.
It was fantastic. Like I'm really excited for the future of soccer for Charlotte FC in and what it's doing. I think it was a lot of fun. I lost my voice. B, if we can improve some things, get some more practice together. We had our best player came in 3 days before kickoff. Our striker, our one designated player. So I think more time, more practice. I think we can make of America a fortress.
Is the goal to make the playoffs this year?
The goal is to play soccer this year. I don't think there's a goal for playoffs.
Didn't the owner say he wanted to play a home playoff game this year?
Tepper might have said that, but Tepper didn't put the money in to do that.
All right. Well,
Look, Douglas Costa to LA Galaxy. We could have gotten somebody.
I don't know. Charlotte's different than
Fuchs has been amazing. Fuchs was awesome.
They signed Fuchs was like their first signing, wasn't it?
Like their third or fourth.
Yeah, he was real early.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't want to talk about the MLS because the MLS is
it's awful and nobody cares about it.
Surprisingly, they have worse refs than the EPL, according to Brad.
They do. I want to trade refs. Anthony Taylor can come ref a Charlotte FC game. That's where I'm at.
All right, let's do it. yeah, so that those were the comments we had from last week. Really appreciate it, guys. Keep those rolling in because we love to talk about them. You guys want to talk about some football?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna hit the Premier League first. As we are accustomed to doing here, we like to bring up the league table. So let's get that pulled up real quick. So in first position, still unchanged, we have Manchester City. They are in first on 69 points. Liverpool are in second on 63 points with a game in hand. So it's 6-point gap with a game in hand for Liverpool. Chelsea are in third on 53 points. Arsenal up to fourth on 48 points. Manchester United slipped to fifth on 47 points, though they've played 3 more games than Arsenal, 2 more games than Chelsea. So things are starting to look pretty dire for Manchester United in the top 4 chase. West Ham are in 6th. Tottenham are in 7th. They are 3 points behind Arsenal for 4th place, but they have played 1 more game than Arsenal. So they're on 26 games played. Of course, we got that North London derby coming up, so that's going to be a very pivotal game in deciding 4th position, probably. Wolves are in 8th. Southampton are in 9th. Crystal Palace are up to 10th. Villa are up to 11th. Leicester up to 12th. Brighton go down to 13th. Newcastle hold firm at 14th. Brentford are in 15th. Leeds United are in 16th. Everton 17th. Burnley, the first team in the relegation zone, in 18th. Watford in 19th, and Norwich City are in 20th. And just to kind of recap the relegation picture for you from 16 to 20, Leeds are on 23 points. Everton are on 22 points. Burnley are on 21 points. Watford on 19 and Norwich on 17. It's starting to look a little too long for Norwich, but I've been saying that for a couple weeks now. Watford, it's not looking good. Burnley, they have a game in hand on Leeds, so they could catch Leeds. And Everton, while they've been in free fall, they do have 2 games in hand on Leeds, and 2 games in hand on Watford and Norwich. So maybe they stay up.
Hey, they've played more games than They played less games than Burnley.
True.
Wow. Who had that? Who had that on the bingo card?
Yeah. So if when Everton win all 3 of their games in hand, they will be up to 25, 28, 31 points, which will put them in 14th. So not quite as good as Burnley. We're going to get up to 9th, but I don't think Burnley's going to get to 9th anymore, unfortunately, Sean. It's looking...
They're getting to 9th. I'm calling it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that form of win-win, draw, loss is not looking good for them.
They started out great, didn't they?
Yeah.
They started out good.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, so that's where the table looks right now. Quick rundown on how the games were played. What's up, Sean?
Sneak, though.
What?
Burnley are kind of sneaking out of that. They're sneaking out of that. Yeah, they're sneaking.
I think
Chelsea body slammed them back into the relegation zone.
Of course, Chelsea
Body
would.
slam
Yes,
them.
of course, that's an expected result. But they've been creeping. They were last place.
Time out. Chelsea beating Burnley is an expected result. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What about Tottenham when Tottenham played Burnley? What's the expected result?
Exactly. That's not an expected result. That's an expected result for me. Yeah, that's big 3 points. They got a big 3 points there.
I think what's more likely in this situation is that Leeds and Everton are doing their damnedest to not stay up. Like, I think it's less that Burnley have been playing better, but more that Leeds and Everton have fallen off the cliff, in my opinion.
Leeds are 5 in a row losses.
Yeah,
which is rough.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
And that's why your manager gets fired, right? So that's why Bielsa got can.
New coach. They got Bamford back. They're gonna have some players coming back from injuries. I think Leeds survives.
I hope Leeds survive.
I hope so too. But Everton can kick rocks.
So let's talk about this. Let me set this up. So the slate of games that were played, we had Leicester hosting Leeds Saturday morning. Leicester did get that victory 1-0. Go to Villa hosting Southampton Aston Villa win 4-0. Burnley, Chelsea. Chelsea get the win away. They win 4-0. Newcastle and Brighton, of course, we said earlier, Newcastle win that game 2-1. Norwich and Brentford. Brentford win that game 3-1 in James's pick of the week. Wolves, Palace. Palace win 2-0. Liverpool, West Ham United. West Ham. Liverpool win 1-0. Switch over to Sunday morning, Watford and Arsenal, the derby of London Colney. They are training ground buddies, if you guys didn't know. Arsenal win that game 3-2. It's kind of a flattering scoreline for Watford, but in the Manchester derby, Sunday afternoon, Manchester City.
You don't get to just hold on, CNN. You don't just get to shove opinions into the rundown.
I do. I'm the one reading the scores. I get to give my opinion. It's
okay. All right.
You guys screwed up by giving me all this power.
Okay. All right, buddy. Throwing opinions in there.
In the Manchester derby, City win 4-1. Here's another opinion. Manchester United didn't play in the last half an hour of that match.
Nope.
And we'll talk about that. And then switch to Monday afternoon. Spurs just thrash Everton 5-0. Interesting tidbit about that game. Harry Kane did surpass Thierry Henry in the Premier League goal scoring list. He moves up to 6th on 176 Premier League games.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, you normally throw it out to what game we want to talk about.
Yeah, yep. We will.
But so before we get to that, I want to ask Brad something.
Let's ask Brad.
All right. So, Brad, I want you to name the top 6 most consecutive top flight teams. So most seasons consecutively for top flight. Yeah. So I'm going to give you the top 6. All right, so James,
it's either top 6 of the board or top 6 to stay in the Prem.
So he wants the consecutive seasons in top flight. So the teams, the clubs.
Okay.
Don't I'll give you number 1.
I'm pulling up the table.
No, I think he's confused still.
So
no. I know what you're talking about.
Teams that have been in the top flight for the most consecutive years.
Right.
So you already know number 1 because James brags about it all the time. It's Arsenal. So I'm giving you that one. Now you need to name the next consecutive 5.
United.
Okay.
Liverpool.
Okay.
I'll give him out of order. He's not in order.
We'll talk in order in a second.
Okay. You've got 2 of the 5.
West Ham.
Okay.
Nope. Oh shit! Sorry.
Yo, chill. We'll recap it. We'll recap at the end.
Sorry.
Are we talking like have been now or overall?
Consecutively. So once they got promoted, so they've been promoted. They've been in the top division, whether it's the Premier League or the first division, whatever the top flight of English football is, the longest tenured clubs
of all time.
No. Currently.
Current streaks.
Current streaks. So they're in the Prem now. Okay. That's what I was asking. Sorry.
Yeah, they have to be in the Premier League now.
Yeah, because that means the streak's current. Thank you, Brad.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Everton.
Yeah, they're in there.
All right, that's 5.
You got
West Ham.
West Ham was wrong. So
Crystal Palace instead?
No. Manchester City. So the list, the list goes Arsenal in first. They have 96 consecutive seasons in the top flight. Second, this is going to surprise you, Brad. Everton. They have 68 consecutive seasons in the top flight. Third is Liverpool with 60. Fourth is Manchester United with 47. Fifth, Tottenham Hotspurs with 44. Sixth is Chelsea on 33, and Manchester City are 20 years. consecutively in the top flight of English football. West Ham got relegated in 11-12. Or they got relegated in 10-11, played 11-12 in the championship, and then got promoted for 12-13.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. And they're 10 seasons. And Crystal Palace is 9 seasons. That was just an interesting little thing that we looked up because we're kind of talking about this relegation thing. And I think we all want to talk about Everton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everton have been in free fall. And Josh had that comment last week about how Everton should, it would be good for the club for Everton to get relegated. Now there's a couple interesting things about Everton being relegated. First, they have such a long streak. So they are perennially a top division football club in England, longer than Liverpool, interestingly enough. And it would be really strange to not see Everton in the top flight, but do you guys think that Everton are realistic candidates to get relegated?
Yes.
Looking at their schedule, I see 10 points, maybe.
So we this is a bullet point to talk about, but given the current conversation, it makes sense to talk about now. There are rumors that they have financial situations going on that might have point deductions involved. Nothing's been confirmed so far.
It's a Daily Mail article that came out this
Daily
afternoon.
Mail. So it's
whether or not that's legit.
Yeah,
that seems kind of it's
Daily not Mail something you can trust.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not something you can trust. But
they have spent a crap ton of money the past 5 years. So
and the thing about it,
there's a chance.
Well, the thing about it, they're owned by Russians, right? You guys don't think about this. So Chelsea's owned by Abramovich, but Everton is equally owned by, but not by Abramovich, by Russian oligarchs. Alishar Usmanov, who owned a partial owner of Arsenal many years ago, when Stan Kroenke bought out all of Arsenal. Essentially, he forced him out of the club. He went over to Everton and bought a stake in Everton, and so arguably his money is dirtier than Putin than Abramovich's. So yeah. They have some serious money issues over there.
We were texting about this. I was saying that Everton without the point, let's say that this article is true, without the point deduction, Everton could get relegated on their own.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they probably do get a point deduction if they get relegated, because they're the relegation clauses are either as high as the release clauses, or they're not existed in the contracts that they've signed.
The contract, right? That's what James was
saying. To break down what Brad's saying is that Everton have the largest wage bill outside the big six. So outside the Manchester clubs, the 3 London clubs, and Liverpool. The 3 London clubs being Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham. They have the biggest wage bill outside the big six, and they don't allegedly the rumor is that they don't have clauses in their contracts with their players that should relegation happen.
They haven't been relegated in 68 years. Why would you put them in there?
Exactly. So there's no clauses that allow the club to either break the contract or adjust it down or whatever. So they have all of these players on huge wages that they would either just have to release or sell. But how are you going to sell players who are on huge wages to other clubs?
And you have to dump all of them.
You don't have to dump all of them, but you can't afford to keep them because the wages would be too much.
Dump all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in a pickle.
Yeah. So they really need to stay up. Is what theirs is from a financials perspective. But they might be screwed anyway if their Russian money gets tied up. Regardless, that might get them into trouble anyway.
So that was really interesting of that. Of course, it's a rumor. It's Daily Mail, and nobody trusts that.
Well, the point deduction one, yeah, Daily Mail for sure.
Daily Mail,
yeah.
But their wages. That's going to be the interesting story here. Is if they fall into the relegation zone.
Well, my immediate thought when I read that was they don't have points to be deducted. They're close enough to the relegation zone that holy shit. And if they deduct 4 points which I know they're not going to. That little bit of points. If they deduct 4, they're 20th.
So interesting.
That's how close they are to the bottom.
Well, Everton have to play Burnley, who is their most likely relegation candidate, right?
Yeah.
So if we look at the table, it's going to either be Everton or Burnley, probably. But so
5 points. Sorry.
Yeah. So
did math wrong.
Let's assume.
I don't think do they have a game in hand for Burnley? I don't see it. That's why I'm asking.
Well, Everton are on 25, Burnley are on 26. So let's assume Everton.
Yeah.
Let's assume Everton get to even games played and they're up 4 points. Burnley then they play that would be if Burnley win that game, that would be 1 point that separate them. And then like you were saying, they also have to play Watford. Watford desperately want to stay up, and so Newcastle.
When do they? I don't see them playing Burnley. Sorry, I'm looking at their schedule. I don't see them playing Burnley.
Look all the way. Go up to the top. It's dates to be confirmed. So Burnley and Everton are games unscheduled at this point.
One. So I see.
But looking at they have to play Manchester United, they have to play West Ham, they have to play Newcastle, they have to play Liverpool, they have to play Chelsea, they have to play Arsenal in the last game of the season. And Arsenal wants some revenge from the BS game at Goodison Park. So Arsenal could relegate Everton on the final day of the season, and that would
Crystal Palace isn't a pushover. Leicester City isn't a pushover.
They've got
Wolves.
They've got an incredibly tough schedule coming up.
They need to beat Watford. They need to beat Burnley. They need to beat Brentford and find a point or 3 somewhere else. But I don't see where that's coming from.
Yeah. I mean, if they beat Burnley, that would be super good for them. Because if you look at Burnley's schedule, can I pull up Burnley real quick? Let's look at their fixture. We should have been more prepared for this, guys, to have this conversation.
Really, it comes down. Well, Arsenal could relegate them. That was a good statement. But Tottenham beating them 5-0 really kind of puts them in a pickle, given their run to the end. You know what I mean?
Guys, Burnley's schedule is a lot easier. Than Everton's. Burnley have to play Everton, of course. They have to play Southampton.
Burnley are staying up. I called that.
They have to play City, though. So Burnley have to play City. They have to play West Ham. They have to play Spurs. Those are the big games. But then everything else is middle table or below. I feel like when we pulled up the Everton schedule, it was a lot more.
It's easier to find points for Burnley than it is to find points for Everton.
Yeah. Because just off the top of my head, just looking Everton play.
Well, you said Burnley had to play Tottenham. We just lost to Burnley
United,
2 weeks ago.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. So Everton have to play 6 of the teams vying for European positions. Yeah,
Hey, we're gonna have to flip the meme. We're gonna have to flip the Fat Frank meme because it's about to be Skinny Frank. He ain't gonna have no money to buy nobody.
He ain't eating.
He's about to be in the championship here in a minute.
I mean, it's gonna be fat.
That's what I'm saying. But that was my first thought. Was point reduction aside, they might get relegated anyway.
Yeah, they might get relegated on merit, and then we'll have Fat Frank against
Skinny Frank.
Well, it'll be Fat Frank against Skinny Rooney, because Wayne Rooney has slimmed down a lot since his playing days. He's looking good. He's tapered.
And the abominable Norwich, who's coming up next year.
Abominable Norwich. Shut up. You're such an idiot.
Dude, fuck Norwich, dude. Just stay in Wales. Just make a Wales league.
Hold on. Are Norwich in Wales? This is the question of the day. They're not.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh my god.
Are we getting?
Well, maybe we should just move Norwich to Wales.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure they're on the complete opposite side.
They're in Norwich, Norfolk,
which is on the east coast.
It's so far away from Wales.
It's so far away.
Whatever. Just get out. Just get out of here. They just keep coming up and going down. No one cares where Norwich is.
You could have said send them to the Netherlands or send them to Belgium, and it would have been better
than Wales.
Geographically closer.
Oh man,
great job! I love Sean geography. Glad we got one.
Yeah, we've been missing those. So we got Aston Villa is a London club, and and
Norwich is in Wales.
Norwich is a Welsh team. Got it. All right, perfect.
I know there's Swansea, and who's the other one?
Cardiff.
Cardiff. That's all right. Well, yeah, I screwed up on that one.
Sean,
So I mean, 2 crows tonight.
all right, so Sean, since we're still talking about Everton Spurs, are you ready to proclaim that your boy Harry Kane is better than Thierry Henry?
No.
That's smart. That's smart.
No, as a goal scorer, clearly yes. But Harry, as a footballer, no. Like Thierry Henry is so much better than Harry Kane.
I think your argument should probably be reversed.
No.
Thierry Henry's a better goal scorer than Harry Kane.
Yeah, Thierry Henry's a better goal scorer. Yes, he is. Harry Kane might be the better footballer because Harry Kane is the best midfielder on Tottenham. Harry Kane's the best forward on Tottenham and probably one of the best defenders.
Thierry Henry's a better footballer than Harry Kane. He is better at football than Harry Kane.
Yes.
And he's a better goal scorer.
Harry Kane, as a supporter of Tottenham, Harry Kane is not fast. He's not good with the ball at his feet. He has a good touch, so I'll give him that. He has a good touch.
I give that.
Right, no, but that means he'd be good with the ball at his feet if he has a good touch. Like you just
no, I'm talking about dribbling. No, I'm talking about dribbling. Like he's not going to dribble past anybody. Okay. He's never been that, and he's big. So you pass him the ball in the box, more likely than not, we're going to get a goal. Because he's really and he's one-on-one. He's going to get that every time.
Yeah. So
especially if he's one-on-one on the keeper. He's banging that home every time.
So I'm just quickly scanning the conversion rates. So you're saying that he's a better goal scorer than Thierry Henry. There's not anyone in the Premier League that I can quickly scan and see that has a better conversion rate than Thierry Henry. Sergio Aguero is close. Harry Kane is close. But Thierry Henry has the best conversion rate.
What do we mean by close? Like let's say this for the pod because we're not seeing the links.
Yeah, so I have the Wikipedia pulled up. So Thierry Henry has a 0.68 conversion rate ratio. That means he scored 175 Premier League goals in 258 matches. So essentially, you just take those numbers and you divide them, and that's how you get your ratio. So it took Harry Kane 22 more games to get one more goal than Thierry Henry. So he's done 176 goals in 270 matches. So more matches.
Basically, what you're telling me is we're splitting hairs anyway.
No,
I think it's a bigger difference than that.
Sergio Aguero,
22 games
to score one extra goal. That's a big difference for a striker, right?
That's we're at 62 instead of 68%.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
He's at 65. He's at 0.65.
Oh, sorry.
But the thing is, like, when you're talking about like the scale of this, like, yeah, if Harry Kane doesn't score a goal in 22 matches, you're gonna be scratching your head.
Be pissed. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sergio Aguero is.
Well, you guys were giving me shit at the beginning of the season about him not scoring goals, and now all of a sudden he's fourth.
I'm just saying, he's gonna take over Fat Frank here because Frank Lampard's in fifth on 177 goals. But interestingly enough, about Frank Lampard, it took him 609 games to score that many goals. So.
Well, yeah, he plays midfielder. I know. He's a midfielder,
which is impressive. Yeah, like if you're getting a midfielder who scores a goal every three games, which is essentially what he did, that's good. You will take that. I would take a midfielder that scores every 3 games.
100%.
I guess Harry Kane could, in theory, pass Sergio Aguero and maybe Andy Cole this year. He's 8 behind Sergio Aguero and 11 behind Andy Cole. He'd have to go on a bit of a tear.
I don't think he gets to 21.
But Alan Shearer,
he's on 10 right now.
Yeah, Alan Shearer is the all-time leading goal scorer at 260. Do you think?
And where's Kane at?
Kane's at 176. Do you think Kane will catch Shearer by the time he's done?
270. So he's got to get basically 100.
260. He needs
so basically 90.
84.
It's like 94.
84.
84. Yeah. Dude, that's
4 seasons of 20 goals.
That's 4 solid seasons.
It realistically, it's like 6 seasons, I think.
Yeah. 4 strong seasons. But he had been scoring high 20s.
I mean, if he gets if he gets his move to Manchester City in the summer, he gets there. If he stays at Spurs, I'm not sure. It's going to take 6 seasons at Spurs. It'll take 4 seasons at City. Because of the players that he'd have around him at City. He'd get so much better service at City.
Yeah, 28, he's got a shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the years. But the thing is, the goals are going to slow down.
It's not 28.
Yeah, he is.
I just
Googled it. I feel like we had this argument before.
Yeah,
July 28th, 1993. So he's turning 29 this year.
I thought Harry Kane was a lot older than he is. So he's still pretty young. But my point is that, like,
he came up when he was 18, so that's the problem.
He'll start next season at 29 years old. That's when center forwards start to come down. They trend down at that point.
But the reason I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Because the reason I'm gonna say yes is that his success has never been about athleticism or speed.
Okay, that's fair. So, like, you look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, who used to dribble past people and be strong and be fast.
Exactly.
Cristiano Ronaldo
now it's tailing off.
His nosedive off the cliff is more extreme than Harry Kane's would be.
Well, yeah, and Ronaldo is not fair because he's 37. So like he made it a lot longer than a lot of people. But like someone like
Aguero's not a bad choice.
Aguero, yeah, like someone like Aguero, where it kind of just didn't work anymore.
Carlos Tevez, maybe.
I was actually gonna name Carlos Tevez. Yeah, Tevez had that drop where it was just nosedive, where just no production. Because they can't run that fast anymore, and they can't do that shifty shit anymore. But Harry Kane's game has never been about shifty, fast, anything. It's get in space and hope for the extra goal, or it's back to goal. Like, he doesn't mind being back to goal. He can do both.
What are you doing, Cat? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I need to. Wish I could zoom in on that cat.
On the cat.
Yeah, on the cat. Yeah,
he's just chilling.
We need to get cat cam. We need to get cat cam for the pod.
He doesn't stay in one place, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's what cats do. They don't like to stay in one place.
Yeah. What other games do you guys want to talk about? Should we talk about this Manchester derby or lack thereof?
I
think we'll preface this. I don't think anyone's surprised that Manchester City won this game, right?
No
one's surprised.
We all said that.
But let's talk about derbies a little bit and talk about the fact that if we go back to the beginning of the season, we go back to early in the season, Arsenal were in like 20th position when they played Spurs in the North London derby and won the game 3-1, I think. Like, derbies are games that you're supposed to, it doesn't matter where you are in the table. It doesn't matter what position you were in, what your form is. That game is an outlier. That game is the one game that you show up for, that you're going to play hard for 90 minutes and you're going to try your best to win. United looked like they gave up. Like, it just looked like they stopped playing.
Yeah.
You guys watch it. I haven't watched the replay yet.
I saw a photo. Don't watch it. It's not worth watching. Ederson's just like squatting at the halfway line, like in Manchester United's half.
It was like in like the last 10 like the last 10 minutes or something like that. The possession stats were 98% to 92% to 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Manchester United saw 8% of the ball over the last 10 minutes. Like it's like they took throw-ins and that was it. Like their possession was throw-ins. Like
that was literally it.
They'd throw the ball directly to City and then City would just kick it about for another 10 minutes.
Yep.
So yeah, like it's just I wonder if part of Manchester United's struggle is the fact that they have this interim manager and that all of these players, like, things are not going well for Manchester United, and these players know that the manager is interim, and they're just like, you know what, I'm not going to do what you're asking me to do because you're asking me to do silly things. This 4-2-2-2 system that you insist on playing doesn't work, and it's just not. You're going to be gone in 3 months, and I'm still going to be here. I wonder if there's part of that. They've got some characters in this squad, like in terms of like personalities. So
how do you not start Rashford at center forward when you're missing the other two?
Yeah,
What?
Who did they play up top? It was Pogba and Fred or something like that, or
It was
McTominay.
Pogba and Alonga.
Yeah, no, it was Pogba and Fernandez up front. Right?
I thought Alonga was up there. No, it was Alonga. Because Alonga's their 18-year-old.
Yeah, no, I know who Alonga is.
That got that goal for them.
Now, hold on. Let's go to this result real quick.
It shows that as a 4-2-3-1 with Fernandez up front is what Google has.
Of course that, but it was like a 4-2-2. Weird.
Yeah, essentially it was. Yeah, Pogba played much more forward, and then Sancho and Long. I think Sancho and Longo were the width. Sancho played great. Sancho's been doing much better at United. Like he's definitely picked it up.
I mean, he's been playing better in the last month than he has been, but like he hasn't been playing well this season. He hasn't justified his price tag.
He hasn't really been playing this season either.
How many appearances does he have? He's got quite a few appearances for them.
After
he's got 23 appearances this season. 23 appearances, 8 as subs. So he's started 11 games? Oh no, 15 games. He started 15 games and he has 3 goals. That's not what they paid for, man. Like,
no, it's definitely not. But he's improving the longer he's there.
I'm not even sure that's
I don't
true.
know. I don't want him to turn to a Harry Maguire. I like Sancho.
He's got 1
goal.
Why
is Harry Maguire still playing? Why is Harry Maguire still playing? Can we somebody answer that question?
I can't, man. I defended Harry Maguire for so long. I got that entirely wrong. I was mad when United signed Harry Maguire and Arsenal didn't. But you have to remember 4 years ago, Arsenal had shit defenders, like absolutely dumpster tier defenders. So I was like, Harry Maguire is good. I'm looking back on it now. I'm super glad that they didn't. But yeah, I don't know how he's still playing. I don't know how he's still the captain for Manchester United because he's garbage. Hot
garbage.
I mean, the only reason they are where they are on the table is because De Gea saved them so many points. What, Sean?
No. De Gea. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, De Gea's actually played really well for them this season.
The out of position king?
Yeah. I mean, I was one saying that I thought Dean Henderson should be their starting goalkeeper. I thought that De Gea was washed.
Yes.
But he's played really well for them this year. Like, I will eat that crow.
He has to be because he's out of position all the time and he has to dive everywhere.
Okay, but he has accumulated them points. Like, he has earned points for Manchester United as playing.
I'll give you that. But Dean Henderson's a better goalkeeper.
I think he's the better investment in the long run because he's younger, but
he's the better goalkeeper, period.
I think that's true as well, but I'm not good at rating goalkeepers.
That's why I thought Newcastle loan to De Gea was the best option, because De Gea is not even the best goalkeeper on United.
I mean, he's technically what, 6th in clean sheets for the year.
Okay.
So I mean, that's not amazing. That's not terrible. He's definitely earned them points though.
Yeah.
He's doing fine. I didn't mean to poo-poo on De Gea, but like Dean Henderson's way better.
So Sean,
Sean,
you guys play. Yeah. You guys coming up this weekend. Spurs play United. Spurs go away to United. If I could remind you, last year when Spurs went away to Manchester United, you guys won 6-2. How many goals are you guys going to beat Manchester United by this time?
Oh, we're losing 3-1.
All right. I'm writing it down.
Are we adding that to the sheets of integrity?
Yeah, it's easy. This is the easiest prediction of the week.
You think
White Hot Sean's stamp of approval.
Yep.
So you're not excited about playing this Manchester United team?
No, not at all. No, because this is the same argument with Burnley that I told you guys. This is exactly what happens. We get a little bit of hope with the Everton win, and then they yank it away with losing to someone on bad run of form. So, this is exactly what being a Tottenham fan is like.
So let me paint this picture to you. Manchester United are playing at home. They just got destroyed by their in-city rivals. Just got obliterated.
3-1 United. Easy.
So now they're hosting Spurs. Spurs thrashed them last year. Do you think that the Manchester United team look at that and be like, we need to get a result. We need to be at home. We need to press them hard. We need to control the ball. Do you think that the way that they're going to approach the game is going to play into Spurs' hand, and then Spurs will find opportunities to counterattack, which is what they're good at? I'm playing devil's advocate here.
You bring up a good point, because if they do press and control the ball, we probably will have a good chance in this.
I think that there are certainly opportunities here for Spurs to get a result because of the way that I think that Manchester United are going to have to like mentally approach this match. The Old Trafford supporters are going to boo United off the pitch if they just give Spurs the ball, even though it might be the right game plan. Even if giving Spurs the ball might be the great game plan, they will get destroyed by their fans if Spurs are like dominating the game.
Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Do you think Paul Pogba gives a rat's ass that they lost 6-2 last year at home?
No,
and he's not signing a contract either.
Yeah.
You think he's gone?
Yeah.
Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo gives a rat's ass that they lost 6-2 last year?
I don't think Ronaldo cares that they lost last year, but I think Ronaldo will care that they win this year. I think
all right, Ronaldo was probably the wrong one. I'm trying to pick players on their team. Like
Harry Maguire might care because he's English.
Sure. Yeah, but do you think their players actually care that they lost 6-2 at Old Trafford last year?
Does Fred remember? Does Fernandez remember? Those I don't know. I don't know about that.
Do they care? They might remember, but do they care?
I don't know, because the only reason I bring it up is just because I feel like I know that you're super down on Spurs against United in this match, but I think that there's a situation that exists where United are forced to play in a certain way that just plays into Spurs' hands.
I just disagree.
I think you're just prepared for the misery. I think that's what it is. I think that you're preparing yourself mentally for misery, so that
that's exactly what I'm doing.
So that you can be overwhelmed with joy when it happens, if it happens.
No, I'm not going to be overwhelmed with joy because we're going to lose the next game. I'm not building hope just to have it yanked again.
Do you think Conte's auditioning for the United role next season?
I think Conte's auditioning for the next role wherever.
Conte can't leave Spurs and go to United at this point. There has to be
that would be the greatest troll ever.
There has to be a middle.
Jose Mourinho proved that there is no fixing Tottenham or United.
Both of those teams have issues.
And Conte's finding that out right now. And if he hasn't learned that and he goes to United, then he's a dumbass.
United want Pochettino or Ten Hag. Like, that's who they're going for. But we'll see if they get either one of them.
They're idiots.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why Poch. I don't get it.
So he's a known commodity, and he's done a lot with very little. And I think Manchester United are kind of penny pinchers these days.
Well, he has PSG and didn't win Ligue 1 last year.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Pochettino is a good manager. I'm not making that claim. I'm just saying that he's achieved. He brought a Tottenham Hotspur team that hadn't spent a dime in 5 years to the Champions League final. Like Daniel Levy was like, he's out here not signing anybody, and somehow the manager brings them to a Champions League final. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think that I think that's why I think that Pochettino gets a lot of clout for what he did at Spurs. I think rightfully so, because he did a good job at Spurs.
I think he did a better job with Southampton, but that's fine.
Okay, that's a good argument. I can take that. Let's talk about this Chelsea situation. So Chelsea get the win 4-0 against Burnley. Expected result. Burnley might be relegated. But I'm more concerned about the sale. So last week we set up the fact that Roman Abramovich was listening to offers. But we didn't say that he was like accepting offers. He wasn't actively looking to sell the club. And literally the next day, he released a press release that said, "I'm going to sell Chelsea, and I'm not going to force the new owners to pay me back. I'm not going to force the club to pay me back the 1.5 billion in loans I have to Chelsea." So Chelsea are up for sale, and they're getting this sweetheart deal from their current owner. that they don't have to pay back their loans. So, Brad, who's going to buy Chelsea, and how are they going to be anywhere remotely as good as Roman Abramovich? Because Roman Abramovich has been the best owner in world football over the last 20 years, hands down.
I 100% agree with that. Will they be as good?
There's no way.
Probably not. There's no way. But he is. But with all of the offers, I don't think. Yes, he's looking to get back his money, his 1.5 billion, and to get close to whatever his evaluation is, whether it's 3-4 billion. But if it's between two people that one person says more money, but one person's like, no, I want this club to succeed. Like, I'm here to spend the money. I'm going to be more of an owner in your style than just seeing this as a cash cow. Like, I'm here to win. I'm not trying to make money off of it. Then I think he picks that one.
I understand that. And I understand that, like, that's the option he's going to choose, because he wants to vet these owners, and he wants them to, the potential owners, the potential buyers. He wants someone to love Chelsea the way he loved Chelsea. You're not getting that out of any American owner. None of the American ownership options. They're all looking at Chelsea and like, oh, they just won the Champions League. We could buy them and make money off them.
Which is why I'm excited for the Nick Candy. Apparently, Nick Candy has put in money. Has put in a bid for it. He is a London real estate mogul worth a few billion pounds with his brother, and he's got a plan to like redo Stamford Bridge, keep Stamford Bridge there. He's been going to matches since he was 4.
So he's a Chelsea guy.
He is a Chelsea guy. So that is my pick right now out of who we know has gotten it.
Well, first of all, you need to realize that worth a couple billion is not equated to actually being able to write a check for a couple billion. So that's step one. Number 2, I'm here for the Jets owner, because I can't wait for Chelsea to be the Jets, baby, because the Jets been a joke of the NFL for 20 years, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's go.
I don't see a world where Chelsea Football Club, are sold by Roman Abramovich and end up in a better position. There's not a world.
There's no world. Because Roman wants that win. He wants that W so bad.
Trophies, yeah.
And we'll pay for it.
But maybe we have more stability. Maybe Tuchel actually gets to build a dynasty. Maybe that's what happens.
With the Jets owner, that's a cheapskate.
You also have the Kings owner. Hold on. You have the Kings owner. You have the Sixers owner. There's everybody. The Dodgers owner.
Sixers owner that was okay with the
Cubs
process.
Owner.
The process.
He was okay with the process. You want that guy?
Owner.
Gotta trust the process.
Cubs owner you could trust. Cubs owner's good. The Dodgers, if you get the Cubs owner or the LA owner or the Dodgers owner, you're good. But if you get the Sixers or the Jets, those motherfuckers are just in for the profit. They don't give a shit if y'all win.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you right now.
I don't see a world where Chelsea end up. I'm going to lose my mind. I will absolutely lose my mind if Chelsea are sold by Abramovich and end up in a better position with a new ownership or ownership group that is better than Abramovich in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to lose my ever living mind.
Chelsea are getting relegated in 5 years. Calling it. Stamp it.
That's it.
Wow.
That's a foolish statement.
If they get, I'll put it. Let me put a little critique on it. If they get bought by the Jets owner, they're getting relegated in 5 years.
Going to.
There's no way, bro.
There's
relegated.
Look, Roman's trying to sell the club to find an owner like him. He's not just trying to sell the club. If he's trying to sell the club to get his money back, then this would have already been done.
If
yeah,
they get bought by the Jets owner, you're in championship in 4 years, 5 years, and we don't have a podcast anymore because we got to talk about stupid ass Fulham and Millwall.
Are you getting,
depending on the year?
Are you getting relegated as well? Are Spurs and Chelsea going down? What's going on here?
I'm not going down. Tottenham, we already discussed the list. Tottenham doesn't get relegated.
Then why are we talking about Millwall? This will just turn
because Chelsea are getting relegated, and that's down in the championship.
Are we going to talk about Middlesbrough though? Can they knock out a third giant?
My boy.
You're going to have to battle them twice a year here in 5 years.
Quickly about Liverpool. Liverpool kept pace. I'm just moving on because we're running out of time. But Liverpool kept pace. They beat West Ham 1-0. So they kept pace with City. That's a good win for them. That's all we got for match week 28.
Wait. Did you watch your pick of the week?
Damn it, Brad.
Did you watch this Norwich Brentford game? No, you ain't getting away from the fans.
I was trying to get out.
And their ridicule. I know you were.
Fans want to know if you watched, James.
They want to hear your takes, James.
Loyal listeners, friends of the podcast, Red Card Radioheads, I have to admit something to you. I did not watch this game. I did not watch Norwich and Brentford. I'm sorry. I humbly ask for another chance to pick a game next week that you guys should watch, and we'll watch it together. Maybe. But no, I did not watch this game. It did not happen.
You knew you didn't.
I know you knew. But I guess Brentford got a good result. Christian Eriksen played, I saw.
He started for the first time.
Yeah, there's a funny GIF running around on Twitter of apparently he got into a tangle with one of the Norwich players, and the Norwich player was like angry. He was going to like remonstrate to the Brentford player who tackled him, and then he realized it was Christian Eriksen and gave him a big hug instead of yelling at him. So it was super wholesome. But yeah, so I didn't watch. I'm sorry, friends. We'll pick a new match for this match week coming up, and maybe we'll watch it. We'll watch it. Quickly about the Champions League, 2 games were played today. We had Liverpool hosting Inter Milan and Bayern hosting Salzburg. We're going to talk about the more interesting game first. Bayern Munich beat Salzburg 7-1. They win the tie on aggregate 8-2. Liverpool actually lost today. They lost their match to Inter 1-0. I watched that game, and it was crazy. Lautaro Martinez scored an amazing goal. And then 1 minute later, Alexis Sanchez picks up a second yellow card, gets sent off. Yeah. Interestingly enough, he gets a second yellow card for studs into somebody's ankle.
Wow. So, not into the thigh though, because the thigh's not a red card.
Yeah, Liverpool's out here benefiting from dangerous play red cards, whereas it's crazy, man. They're out to get them.
Crazy. Look at that. They are. They want Liverpool to win.
Quickly for you guys coming up in the footballing world. What's up, Brad?
Voice saying Bayern beat Salzburg like they were Arsenal.
Bayern beat Salzburg like they were Barcelona. Like I can. Okay, it happens. I mean.
Barcelona is La Liga. Where it's a Prem podcast. I had to bring it into the Premier League.
Yeah.
7-1 thrashing.
Since Bayern's basically Germany, then Bayern beat Salzburg like they were Germany beating Brazil.
All right, but we can move on forward. Let's see. What's your pick of the week, James?
Hold on. I need to look something up real quick. I'm just going to
go through the rundown, right?
Okay.
Cool.
Hold on. Time out, Brad. 1 second. I gotta ask a question for you. Do you remember the aggregate score of Bayern and Chelsea in the Champions League in 2020?
I do not.
Okay, because it was 7-1. Bayern beat Chelsea 7-1. Okay, so you can go home now. I knew it was ridiculous. I don't want to listen to you.
Wow, Brad.
So you take your shit and you stuff it right back down your own throat because Bayern's out here thrashing everyone in London. London is whatever color Bayern Munich is wearing at the time. Okay, so you can sit down.
All right, so looking
7-1
forward.
or 10-2.
All right, real quick.
7-1 or 10-2.
On Thursday, we have Norwich Chelsea.
Hold on. Before you do that, I'm going to do the FA Cup real quick because I just want to set up the quarterfinals. In the FA Cup, Middlesbrough.
What's a FA Cup?
It's the oldest cup competition in world football.
I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, it's like the second most prestigious trophy next to the Audi Cup.
That's not true.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
I'll look it up.
In the quarterfinals, Middlesbrough, they're hosting Chelsea on Saturday, March 19th. And then on Sunday, March the 20th, we got Palace and Everton in the all Premier League draw. Southampton and City in an all Premier League draw. And then Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. So everybody's rooting for Middlesbrough and everybody's rooting for Nottingham Forest because that would be fun. And then we just hope that whoever wins the Premier League matches, we're hoping Middlesbrough and Nottingham Forest meet in the final. That's the goal.
You mean Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest?
No.
So the two London European champions can duke it out. That's what I'm hoping for.
We're rooting for Middlesbrough and Nottingham Forest, Brad. The podcast has decided, right, Sean?
Have Arsenal won a European competition?
Other
than Euro?
We have won the Cup Winners'
Have
Cup.
you won the Champions League?
No, we have not.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. Go ahead, Brad.
It's Nottingham Forest is the only other club to win the major European trophy, and Chelsea.
We were the first.
We did it twice.
We were the first London club to make it to a Champions League final, but we didn't win.
Yeah, so go ahead, Brad.
So they pulled a Tottenham, got to the final.
Tottenham pulled.
No, I'm on the sidelines with you. You don't throw strays at me.
Tottenham pulled an Arsenal because Arsenal did it first, Brad. So Tottenham copied Arsenal. All right. Anyway. All right. So that's the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Champions League tomorrow on Wednesday. We got Madrid and PSG and City and Sporting. That Madrid PSG game should be good. Premier League matches. Premier League matches. We've got a boatload of Premier League matches on Thursday. Norwich are hosting Chelsea. Southampton are hosting Newcastle. Wolves are hosting Watford, and Leeds are hosting Villa.
Southampton Newcastle is juicy.
That'll be a good game. I'm always excited for the Wolves-Watford game. Just for some reason, the matchup of the W teams gets me excited. It's a stupid reason, but I get excited for it.
Is that alliteration? So that's your midweek pick of the week?
Yeah, it might be. But Watford are absolutely getting slapped by Wolves. Even though Wolves have been on a torrid run of form, Watford are getting slapped. Match week 29 coming up this weekend. Starting Saturday morning, we've got Brighton hosting Liverpool. Brentford hosting Burnley. United and Spurs have already played. United are winning 3-1 apparently. Chelsea are hosting Newcastle Sunday morning. Everton hosting Wolves. Leeds hosting Norwich. Southampton versus Watford. West Ham United versus Villa. Arsenal hosting Leicester. That's a big game. And Palace hosting City on Monday. Brad, where are you and Joel going to meet up to watch this Chelsea-Newcastle game?
I don't know. I got to figure that out because it's at 10 a.m. I don't work till 1, so I actually might be able to watch this game. So, Joel, hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Let's figure out something. We watched it at my house last time, so we'll figure out something.
Why is it at 10 a.m.? Why is the first game on Sunday at 10 a.m.? That seems pretty late. I believe you that
let me double check.
I believe you that it's at 10 a.m., but it just seems super late.
Yes, 10 a.m.
So, Joel and Brad, you guys need to watch it, and we need to see pictures and all the trash talk. 10 a.m. You guys could go find a bar at 10 a.m.
There's 5 games at 10. That's why there's all 5 games at 10 a.m.
You need to find a bar that serves brunch, and go to the brunch bar and watch it there. That's the play.
Ooh,
that's the play.
Might do super early church then.
Yeah, go to super early church. Go to a bar that has brunch, and then watch the game. That's the play. I've just decided.
I had to work.
I've just decided for you guys.
Wow.
So interesting matches. I think this United Spurs game is going to be interesting, regardless of what Sean says. I think Arsenal Leicester will be interesting as well, and West Ham Villa should be good. You guys see any other games that you guys are looking forward to?
Brentford Burnley. I think Brentford Burnley will be a good one to see. Is Brentford relegation or is Brentford above them?
I know the people are dying to hear it, but you guys want to know what the pick of the week is?
Yeah, buddy.
The pick of the week is Sunday at 10 a.m. Leeds and Norwich.
Ooh, dumpster fire.
Leeds and Norwich. Yeah, the relegation-ness of this match is what's prompting it to be higher than other potential matches. But that is the James's pick of the week. So if there's only one match to watch this weekend and you can only find time for one match, I suggest that you should watch the Leeds Norwich match with me. That's what I would do if I were you.
I suggest 2.
Yeah, not Spurs United.
No, that's going to be a dumpster fire. That's 3. I'm telling you, it's 3-1.
We'll see. We will see. But yeah, that's what's we got coming up for you guys. Any parting shots?
3-1 United.
We should start doing that. We should start. Brad, how much is Chelsea going to beat Newcastle by?
Yeah. 2-0.
Okay.
2-0.
Brad's got a 2-0 Chelsea win.
I think that's a 2-1.
2-1.
2-0.
Okay, 2-1 B, 2-1 S, and I'm going. I've got Newcastle win 1-0.
Oh,
Newcastle are winning that game 1-0.
Okay. All right.
And
Locking it? You locking it in, or you just
you looking at the rundown? I wrote all of our picks down.
locking? You're locking it in.
Locking it in.
All right.
So yeah, do I have?
Who have they played with a defense?
Huh?
Like this has not been the toughest run of teams for Newcastle. Now that Newcastle has been playing badly. Now that Newcastle doesn't deserve their place in the table outside of relegation zone, but they haven't really played anybody. So I don't.
They about to play somebody today.
They going to play somebody this weekend.
Sunday, but yeah. All right, that's all we got. So if you're still listening, we really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in for the last hour and 10 minutes. And if you're new and you're still listening, you better hit that subscribe button, because there's no way you listen to an hour and 10 minutes of us rambling not to come back next week for another hour and 10 minutes. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, 5-star on Apple Podcasts, because you wouldn't want to get home on your lunch break and there to be no bread. You got to have bread.
Yeah, you don't want that. Don't want that.
And hopefully you can upgrade your bread from the Wonder Bread to a nice loaf of whole wheat bread with grain.
Oh, no.
High protein bread.
Or even
seeds, nuts.
Listen, if this is your first time subscribing, we'll get you some rye bread. The ultimate sandwich bread, some rye bread.
I don't know about that. Your New Yorker showing bread.
It is.
Send it to the outro.
Send it to the outro. Well, as always, you can hit us up on Twitter. Please let us know. As that guy up there, he's at KSBradG. Down below is at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. We collectively are at Redcard_Radio, and we would love to have Twitter beef with you. So send all your Twitter beef our way. We love it. But until next time, we will see you guys. Have a good evening.